The area where I grew up, Gairloch and Badachro, is situated between the Torridons and the sea. These mountains appear in many of my paintings. When I was growing up in Badachro and going to school at Gairloch, Bushvin was the centrepiece in my daily field of vision. I'd see it from places I walked around home, I'd pass it during the week on the bus and see it very well from the school grounds. If one went up any kind of hill, one could see the Torridons, with Bushvin at the forefront of it. I looked at it so much that it became embedded in my head. I've been interested in local folk tales since art school. The word Bushvin allegedly means the wizard's cap, and that suggests a forgotten tale associated with it, that it could have been a stage for heroes and villains. I had always wanted to see what the view was like from the top of Bushvin, looking back to Badachro and to Gairloch. I attempted to climb it twice, once in 1987 and again in 1992. The first walk was wet from start to finish, and there was no hope of seeing anything. The second time, however, it was sunny for the entire walk in and for most of the climb up to the top. The cloud only creeped over as we approached the view towards where we would have seen back to Gairloch. We could only see down to Alt Loch na Govan and had to be content with that. Ben Alligin is a peak that reminds me of a stag beetle, and I paint it very often, particularly the horns. In August 2020, we went up Ben Alligin on a clear day. We were rewarded with a 360-degree view, including the Isle of Skye, Red Point, Badachro and Gairloch. Yep, it's my first Munro ever, although I've been up Bushvin twice, which is almost a Munro, but it's a Corbett. So it's interesting being on a pinnacle of a mountain that looks over so much of what I'm very familiar with, and is hopefully going to provide me for more painting material when I get back. The first walk we attempted when we moved back to Scotland from the US was to go up the Benny mountain trail. I was greatly taken by the view of Sleach from there. The river at the base between Sleach and Benna Vunich is a historical site, with the iron production that started around 1610. Benny itself is notable as it was the first nature reserve that was established in the UK. It is rich with native plants and trees and a great place to see Scots pines and tundra foliage. At the top, it is very rocky and bright with Cambrian quartzite, and it's wonderful how the light interacts with the geology and foliage. I read a description by a storyteller that they would imagine the landscape as a backdrop to the story they were reciting. Donald Archie MacDonald from the School of Scottish Studies interviewed Donald Alistair Johnson of South Uist in 1973. The story was published in 1978 in Memory in Gaelic Storytelling, Volume 22. Johnson talked about seeing his story in images in his head. He said, "It was just as if I saw how the thing was going on, just as if I were drawing on the wall there. You've got to see it as a picture in front of you or you can't remember it properly."